I'm eating pasta. This will be really good. This is Schär pasta, gluten-free pasta. We're a gluten-free show today, and I can't believe this is gluten-free. It's delicious. Hi, I'm Mark Alyn, and welcome to Mark Alyn's Culinary Adventures. We're going to have a great show today. We are recorded, and we're going to talk about a variety of things. We have a great guest. Carl Borman is in the green room. We're going to bring him out in just a minute. Don't go away as we begin right here on YouTube and LinkedIn. And as we begin our show, we also want to say thank you to B&U for being our primary sponsor. B&U makes a variety of honey products, including raw. And as we begin our show, we also want to say thank you to B&U for being our primary sponsor. B&U makes a variety of honey products, including raw honey that you can use in your tea and for other things, as well as a variety of health products, supplements, and some skincare as well. So thank you to B&U, and they are based, believe it or not, in Turkey, and they have an office in New York City as well. Okay, I've got to go over here, and before we bring Carl in, I'm going to bring you in a second, Carl. I have to go over here and show you our let's go to our Melissa cam and see what we see. That's not our Melissa
No.
cam. That's our Melissa cam. And I'm going to bring this to there. Last week I told everybody that Melissa's Produce had sent me some green tomatoes. There you go. All right, had sent me some green tomatoes, and these are gorgeous tomatoes. And I said I wanted to try to pickle them. I have to tell you, in 3.5 days, look what I've got. I mean, these are really, and when you open it, the aroma is terrific.
I can't see.
It really is. And you saw some tomatoes there. We're going to be making cherry tomatoes, using cherry tomatoes today. One last piece of pasta right here from Schär. And let's go to New Jersey. I think it's their U.S. Headquarters. We're going to bring in Carl Borman, who is a senior omni-channel, I have no idea what I just said, marketing guy. And he is himself, he loves to cook. And I think more than that, he likes to eat. Would that be accurate, Carl?
Mark, you are spot on. I love to eat. I'm a foodie. I love to cook. And thanks for having me on.
So before we start, Schär has been around for over 100 years, and they are now in the gluten-free space. How did they start?
Yeah, so Schar's been around for, like you said, over 100 years. The original purpose of Schär has always been to improve the lives of people with special nutritional needs. So back in the day, we started out as a baby food company. As time and as the company has evolved, we have now landed in the gluten-free space. So in 2008, Schär became one of North America's biggest gluten-free companies, and we take a lot of pride in being, the gold standard of gluten-free. We have an assortment of over 40 different gluten-free products, ranging everywhere from breads to cookies to crackers to pastas to muffins. We even have some frozen products like a puff pastry dough and my favorite, the Pan au chocolat. Awesome.
What is that?
The Pan au chocolat.
Oh!
So it comes in frozen product. It's so good. It's like a chocolate filled croissant. It's amazing.
You you got me a chocolate. Um,
Usually I have everyone there, right?
yes, exactly. Uh, the, the fact is that 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 Schär is international. I think you're in like what 11 countries, maybe more.
We are in a bunch of different countries. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but we're in over 10 different big countries: the US, Canada, Germany, Italy, a lot of major players in um, the nutritional world where people really care about what they're putting into their bodies.
One of the things that I like is that I've tasted a lot of gluten-free products.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of
I
different,
know where this conversation's going.
yeah, they don't taste so good, folks. And we're going to be making a pasta. I just tried the pasta, and it's really quite good. There's a recipe for what we're making, which is tomato basil uh, penne today, and I've already pre-cooked the penne, uh, which is a great pasta. It's made in Italy, so it's authentic, right? It does
Yes.
take a little bit longer to cook than, say, fresh pasta, but it is gluten free, and I just tasted it. It's really quite good. I've got a whole pile here of cherry tomatoes that I've cut in half,
Looks awesome.
and
I love me some cherry tomatoes too.
yeah, and these are terrific. They really are. Uh, Also, I really like the garlic that Melissa's provides us. It's really good, and they have several different kinds, including a jarred garlic, so that you don't have
Okay.
to, it just you scoop it
You know,
out.
when it makes your fingers smell because you've been touching so much garlic. Yeah, it's a lot easier if you could just say, take a little scoop out of a jar, which is
Yeah,
nice. I do prefer to cut it myself, but
and it's delicious. Now the recipe calls for 1 clove of garlic. Carol kindly
mhm.
peeled and got this ready for us. I'm going to use a garlic press. A lot of chefs prefer to slice the garlic. I like to crush it because I think it gives more of the essence out. So we're going to go back over here and we're going to use some Garcia de la Cruz extra virgin olive oil. And
I like that bottle.
this bottle is terrific. Carol likes it. Here, I'll bring this over and show you. The spout doesn't let it drip.
Love that. Love that.
And Carol, who's our producer and technical person, and our cleaner upper, I'm not allowed to clean, um, likes this because I don't make a mess when I do that. Now we're going to heat the oil. I'm going to move this out of the way. And what I'm going to end up doing is crushing the garlic into the oil. I'm going to let that heat up. Melissa's also sent us some fresh basil. Um, and I'm going to ask you, Carl, should I chop this or tear it? Which do you prefer?
If it were me in that kitchen, I would tear it. I'm a tearing kind of guy. But you can chop if you'd like to. I want everyone to know chopping is a preferred method by my wife. But for me, I'll get in there. I like to get in there with the hands, tear it up.
We have to say also congratulations to Carl because you're a newlywed.
I am. I am. I'm actually coming up on my 1 year anniversary in November. So I made it through that first year. So I am happy, and if she's happy, I'm happy.
You got it. There's a saying there, but we won't even. All right. Happy wife, happy life. Um,
Happy life. Oh yeah.
the and be sure to cook her an exceptional meal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
for your
that's. I think that is the way to her heart is to cook her a homemade meal. I might even take this recipe and cook this one for her myself, just because I know how much I enjoy it. And again, one of the best things about our pasta is it very closely mimics a glutinous pasta. Like you wouldn't know the difference between the texture and the flavor, in my opinion, versus a pasta that does have gluten. So that's always
No,
nice.
you don't. I'm adding the garlic. Now, the recipe calls for 1 clove of garlic. And we are garlic lovers. And so I've got 3 cloves of garlic in this because I wanted to have, I like the garlic taste and flavor. Okay. This is such an easy recipe. By the way, we're going to be serving this, and I don't know if I said this before. We're going to be serving this for dinner with a salad. Could be a Caesar salad, just a simple garden salad, and with um, garlic bread that Carol will make out of the bread, the baguette. Now, last week on the show, I made a tomato and onion sandwich, Carl, and I used the Schär um, ciabatta rolls. And
Oh,
they,
I love the char ciabatta roll is one of my favorite.
yeah, and I made it. I mean, it was mayo, little creamed horseradish, the onion, sweet onion, and fresh beefsteak tomatoes. It was
Oh
so good.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
great gluten-free vegetarian. No, yeah, vegetarian sandwich because the creamed horseradish had some eggs in it. So
okay, okay. Hey, but that's something that sounds like I would enjoy very much. So, um, make sure to text me that recipe later.
yeah, I will. All right, I'm going to put in some crushed red pepper, and I'm going to be careful not put in too much.
Spice it up a little bit like
Spice
that.
it up a little bit, and I'll stir that around. What goes in next, Carl? The tomatoes or the basil?
I believe I would throw in the tomatoes next, personally. Sometimes I'll switch up the recipe a little bit just based on how I cook certain meals. But for me, I usually like my tomatoes a little bit more cooked than others. So I put in a little salt. All right, so
Oh,
I can smell it in there. I wish I could just smell this right now.
I wish you could smell it.
He just said that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, with the sizzling and all that, I couldn't hear. Um, so we're going to let that cook for a moment or two. With all of the products that you have at Schär, um, what is you other than the chocolate frozen chocolate croissant? Um, what are some of the other favorites that you have?
Okay, so I got a handful of them, and it's just because um, I've gotten to try so many different gluten-free products over the years. I have a mild case of IBS, so I have to be watching what I'm eating. So with Shar, I know there's a lot of foods that I can eat personally because they have a low FODMAP Monash certification, which is just saying like, hey, these aren't going to annoy. They're not going to bother my stomach personally with someone with IBS. So with all the products that we have, they're all gluten-free. My favorite I'm going to go with my favorite three. So my number one overall is the deli style bread. It comes in a pack of five. They're very large pieces of bread that you can make absolutely delicious, um, real big sandwiches on. Obviously, I like to eat, so having that is excellent. We also have a pizza crust. So we sell a pack of 2 pizza crusts that you can find, and they're not frozen. Um, they're really easy to make. They have such great flavor to them. Um, one thing you can do is cut them up into small pieces, throw some olive oil and salt and pepper on them, bake them as little triangles, and you have like little pita crisps or pita chips, and I love that myself. Um,
Tell you that I really like um, cauliflower pizza, and
okay.
and one of the problems with cauliflower pizzas are that they're mixed in with wheat,
Yeah.
and right, so you have to be careful if you have celiac disease. All of
Yes.
Schar's products are good for people with celiac.
Anyone who has celiac disease, and I know a handful of them, um, all of our products can be consumed by people with celiac disease. That is our, one of the people that we really like to reach out to and make sure that we are improving those lives are people with celiac disease. What we want to do is just make food enjoyable, and not just for just one person. You can have a gluten-free meal and give that to everyone, gluten-free eaters or not gluten-free eaters, and they're going to enjoy that meal in our products. We're very confident in the flavor, the texture, and the taste of all of our stuff. Um, that get being said, my third favorite product is our entertainment crackers. They are, easy to pop onto a charcuterie board, a charcuterie board if you want to put a bunch of our stuff on there. And you get some cheeses, and they're so delicious. They're buttery, perfect texture, and something I love to snack on myself.
I have to try those. The other thing about gluten free, more and more people are adopting a gluten free lifestyle, even though they don't have celiac disease. Can you address that?
Yeah, so we found that a lot of people over the past 5 years, 10 years, they are adopting this gluten-free lifestyle just because people can show symptoms of a gluten allergy or other types of things. People who get gassy or are bloated or they have stomach pains, they might not know the root cause, and by eliminating gluten, sometimes you can um, you know get to that root cause, and it's not that crazy of a lifestyle to live regarding diet. Um, I feel like over the past 10 years or so since Schar's been in the U.S., the gluten-free landscape has always had this. They've been synonymous with, oh, it doesn't taste good. The landscape of gluten free is completely different at this point. And that's not just Char, but that's all of the brands out there. I think everyone's doing a great job of making great tasting products for everyone who needs to eat gluten free or doesn't need to eat gluten free. Do I think Char has the best tasting? Yes. Am I biased? No, but maybe.
And I want to show you the pasta here. It doesn't
Uh,
stick. I made this a while ago and it doesn't stick. Now I'm not going to put all of this in, but
oh, yeah.
that in.
Oh, I love it.
Oh boy. And mixes in. And this will be ready in just a few minutes. We're going to add the fresh basil in just a moment as well. Now,
Yeah, that looks delicious, Mark.
oh man, does it smell good? When I cook and I get a recipe, other than baking, I don't necessarily follow the recipe. For example, um, uh, I don't like green bell pepper. I don't know why. I like red, I like yellow, I like orange. Um, and so I've added additional garlic to this, but you could, if If you don't want the red pepper, you don't have to put it. If you have other things, if you have asparagus, you could add that cooked asparagus to this dish. I have a lot of fresh torn basil.
Good man. Good. uh, yeah, and that's the good thing about some of these recipes, in my opinion. A lot of the recipes that Shar has, and a lot of recipes in general, are very versatile. If you don't like something, you can kind of remove it, or you can reduce the amount in it. I also love garlic. I am totally for adding an extra clove of garlic in every recipe. So yeah.
Now, this particular recipe, we're going to let the basil here wilt just a little bit.
Hmm.
Save some fresh basil to put, boy, to put on the top as a dressing. I guess I don't need to do that. I was gonna clean up. I'm, after all these years, Carol's got me trained, and so she's laughing. I'll clean up, and then
He
she'll come
was
back
laughing.
and clean again. What was that?
Yes, it was me. I was
Yeah.
laughing.
Right? Here we go. So this is almost ready. I'm going to give it just another minute. Uh, and then Carol makes a garlic bread. And it's garlic and olive oil. Uh, Sometimes garlic, olive oil, and butter, and then she'll top that with uh, Parmesan Romano cheese. Uh, if you vegan, you don't need the cheese, you don't need the butter, and it'll come out really well. And you can use a Schär baguette. All right, I'm going to turn
Oh,
it off.
Mark, I wish I came over for dinner tonight. I kind of want this. I want this pasta, and I want Carol's garlic bread.
Hey, you're only a 6-hour ride away.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Now this is still a little hot. You can see. Can you see the steam coming off? Or maybe you can on this camera. Carol. Yeah, there you go. It's a
Oh
little,
yeah.
and
Piping hot. It looks delicious.
it's gorgeous. It really is beautiful. I'm going to start.
Great colors.
Oh, hmm.
First bite. What are we thinking?
I know it's your recipe, but I cooked it, and I love my own cooking. I did a good job. It works.
I mean, again, I wish you were cooking for me tonight. It looks incredible.
Mm. Mm. You can add some fresh basil,
Oh
and
yeah.
I call it basil or basil. It depends on my mood, and I love it. We're actually, if you look, Carol is growing back here.
Let me see.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we're growing. Here's some rosemary, and these are her pride and joy, some roses, and some fresh basil. Okay, I got to come back and eat some more. Mm.
So what are we thinking right now? What are we thinking overall? Again, I have to ask because I'm a picky eater and I like to cook myself. But when you're eating the pasta and all the flavors, you wouldn't know that it's gluten free. There's no way.
No, there's no way, and it's al dente. Al dente means chewy. There's some texture to it rather than flat,
Yeah.
mushy, as you had said earlier. This was cooked well, and I think that even if you overcooked it, I think it would stand up. Excuse me,
I'm
everybody, I'm
happy you're
eating.
enjoying it. And that, I mean, that's and the time limit I had prefaced for cooking the pasta was my preference, which is al dente. So happy that you're liking it, and it's up to your standard.
Oh, this is really, really good. Uh, Carl, I appreciate this. Um,
Of course.
I have two requests. One, I want you to come back. We'll do another gluten free, and then
Yeah.
you make your own hot sauce. So we'll maybe we
Okay.
could put that on something, on a
Oh,
sandwich.
hey, it's a little spicy, but if you're into it and you want to try it, I'm more than happy to either share the recipe or get a little bottle out to you.
That'll be
But yeah,
great.
we'd love to be back. This was a blast. I'm so happy that I got to connect with you and do this. This is great.
I am too. Let's put Carl's name up again, and if you want information on any of the Schär product, um, you can go to Schär.com. By the way,
Yeah, if you
it only took me 3.5 hours to figure out how to put the two A's, the dots over the A,
Oh yeah, the umlaut.
the umlaut.
Oh,
Not really, but we tried to get it as authentic as we can. Carl, thank you. And next time we'll do this live, and we usually have an adult beverage, which I'm
okay. Okay.
right. This would be
I
great.
am now an adult. I can have a beverage on camera with you, and we can cook a little bit more and learn more about the brand, learn more about you. This was a pleasure, and can't wait to do it again.
I We'll do this. Maybe we'll do this at we'll do something at Christmas time. How's that?
I'm in. I'm in. Any type of holiday, I've got a great recipe for. So yeah.
Perfect. That'll be great. Thank you very much. Next week we are going to be doing a very interesting show. Uh, the Jewish holiday is next week. It's Yom Kippur, and just before Yom Kippur, we're going to be joined by Faye and Yakir Levy, and we're going to be making a soup for break the fast because on Yom Kippur we we fast. So Happy New Year to everybody, and that's everybody. Um, and we thank you very much for watching. Uh, your comments are always welcome, even on our recorded shows. Carl, again, thank you very much. B and you, thank you very much. Uh, Garcia de la Cruz, thank you. And of course, Melissa. And we actually have a Melissa Cam uh, going. But I gotta tell you, I am so excited about my pickled tomatoes. And maybe next week, I'll eat one. We'll test it. They smell great. You can't see them on our Melissa Cam. All right, we'll be back next week. Thank you very much, and we'll see you. Bye bye for now. Thank you, Carol.